Okay, good afternoon to everyone. Is my AV is okay? Thank you, Abhishek. So let us begin this one. So morning classes, we were discussing about the elements of Jacobian. So J1, J2, J3, J4, we were discussing about those things. I told how to get that one, etc. J1, J2 is step 1 with respect to real power equation. Step 2 is J1 is with respect to deltas, isn't it? So this is what I said. Step 3 also I said it. So for diagonal elements, it is I, suffix I you have to use. Suppose if it is delta, delta I. For off diagonal, you have to use suffix K, that is delta K, Vk. Is it clear? So this is the thing you should keep it in mind. Also remind you that J1, J3 elements are almost the same with minor changes. I have explained it, right? So again J2, J4 are almost equal with minor changes. So these are the break points you should remember so that it is easy for you to write any Jacobian equation or element. Hope you understood this one. Also, we have discussed about the order of the Jacobian. And morning class, I was talking about the summation mark is not there for half diagonal elements, isn't it? So already some of them have given the answer that also can be applicable. Only thing is the limit, summation limit shows that it is k only. And we are taking partial derivative to see that limit is from k is equal to 1 to n, that is k itself. So therefore, when you are taking derivative with respect to k only, so we are taking, suppose k is equal to 1, so this becomes v1. That means you are taking derivative with respect to v1 only. So in such case, so the summation mark will not come into picture, or otherwise off diagonal elements, so we are not going to sum up. So this is the reasons you can keep it. Okay, so then so we have seen this equation, I have compared it. Okay, so first what we have done under Newton-Raphson method, we have developed the power flow equations 4 and 5. Also 4 and 5 can also be written as different form, 4a and 5a. Understood? So therefore, if it is a PQ bus, any power system, one bus will be slack bus. Understood? Remaining buses will be either PQ buses or PV buses or both combination. Okay, then this slack bus will be selected among the generator buses only. Among the generator buses only. All generator buses are called as PV buses, but all PV buses are not your generator buses. Understood? Some PV buses will have a capacitor banks without any generator connected at that particular bus. So this is the key highlights we have studied. Then after that one, we have seen that one how to form the Jacobian elements J1, J2, J3, J4, which are required in order to estimate the change in voltage angle, the change in voltage angle, and the change in voltage magnitude. Understood? So this is what we have studied in the morning class and also in the previous classes. So now let us take this algorithm, let us take continue this one. There is two more steps are there. So before we move on to the actual algorithm or flow chart. So this is the thing you have to take care. So the terms delta PIK, delta QIK are nothing but are called as what? Residuals. power residuals. I have explained it. And delta delta and delta V are called as corrections. This is what I told in that Jacobian equation, isn't it? So delta Pik, delta Qik are the difference between the scheduled and calculated values. Scheduled and calculated values known as power residuals. Already I told that one. So what is this residual power delta Pik, delta Qik is equal to K means it is the iteration count. K is here iteration count. In the Gauss Seidel we have taken iteration count as R, small r we have taken it, isn't it? But here iteration count we are taking it as a small k. So Pi scheduled means given real power at ith bus given, that is scheduled power, minus the Pik calculated. Pik calculated. Here you can write it Pi CAL, you can write it calculated. Understood? So how to get this Pik calculated? Using equation 4, power flow equation. Clear? So therefore you are going to get the change in real power at ith bus at kth iteration. Now what is the change in reactive power at ith bus at kth iteration? Same equation. Qi scheduled given, the value will be given, minus Qi calculated at kth iteration. Understood? So how to get this Qik calculated? Using equation 5. Using equation 5 we are going to get it. Clear? So this scheduled powers you should get it, equation 16 and 17. Why I am telling it? This process you have to repeat it. So till which point you are going to repeat? Till this delta Pik and Qik is less than or equal to epsilon, a small value. What is this epsilon value? That is accuracy value. Is depends. It may be 10 power minus 4, 10 power minus 6 or 10 power minus 8. This accuracy is for planning purpose or real-time control or online control, or it is for normal load flow. So depending on that one, this accuracy, that means you have to check this delta Pik less than or equal to epsilon, delta Qik less than or equal to epsilon. This is what you have to check. So if it is less than or equal to epsilon, then stop the iteration count, then find out the slack bus power like how we have done in Gauss Seidel. Once it converges, so find out the slack bus power, that is P1 plus JQ1. Slack bus means 1 me, isn't it? So P1 plus JQ1. Then line flows. I've explained how to calculate line flows, isn't it? That, and once you calculate line loss, you are going to get the line loss and the total losses. You can calculate it. The same procedure, whatever I have explained it for Gauss Seidel, holds good here, this part. Okay. Now the new estimates after this one, suppose if it is not converged, you assume it. Then you find out the new value of delta and new value of V. So what is new value of delta I at k plus 1th iteration is equal to delta I of k. That means what is delta I of k? Initially we have assumed 0 plus delta ik, change in this delta ik. So this we have to find out. Is it? How to get this correction? This delta ik, how to get this one? From our equation, Jacobian equation, isn't it? So from there you are going to get it. So let me go back and tell you from where we will get. You see here, this one. Because delta P2 to Pn, what is this one? Power residuals. I have explained in the equation 17 and 18 how to calculate power residuals with respect to real power and reactive power, isn't it? This is known to you. And what is this one? Jacobian. Jacobian is also known to you, because in each iterative process you are going to calculate this one. Only unknown is delta 2 and delta V2 values. That means delta values and delta V values. That is change in voltage phase angle delta and change in voltage magnitude values are unknown. So how to calculate this one? So obviously this is equal to this into inverse of this one. That is inverse of Jacobian. You have to make it. So how to solve this inverse of Jacobian matrix? You can use triangular factorization. So you can use it, or in your calculators you have a inverse that one, or in the MATLAB program also we are having inverse. So when you do that one, this is known. So when you take it this one, it will become Jacobian inverse. I given the vector equation also earlier classes. Into this is also residual powers also known to you. So you will get these values. Once you get these values from this equation, so you can update the voltage and delta magnitude values. Let us see here. Okay, see here. This is what I examined. This is assumed value, initial solution, plus delta ik. From that equation we got it. Then similarly, what is Vi of k plus 1? Updated value. That means in the first iteration, k is 0. That means Vi value in the first, at the end of first iteration, is equal to Vik, initial value, plus delta Vik. From where we will get this correction? From the same Jacobian which I have explained, equation there. So these are the estimated values. That means this is the new value of delta and this is the new value of Vi. What is the old value of delta and Vi we have assumed? So for voltages, if it is not mentioned, so you have to assume it as a flat start, one at an angle of 0 degrees. So what is delta again? It is 0 degrees. One at an angle 0 means that 0 is your delta and this is your magnitude. So now this is the updated value of delta and Vi are available. Again, go back, repeat these calculations till this delta pi Qi converges. Clear? So this is the process, complete Newton-Raphson. You have to do it. Now I am going to summarize the entire Newton-Raphson algorithm with the help of a flow chart. Understood? Now you see, whenever they say algorithm or flow chart. Algorithm in terms of flow chart. So algorithm is what? Whatever the flow chart is there, the same steps you write it in a text matter. That's all. So flow chart means with the blocks we have to represent it. Now let us see the Newton-Raphson flow chart. As this is similar to your Gauss-Seidel method. So first you have to read the Y matrix, bus incidence matrix, slack bus voltages V1 and delta. Understood? Real bus powers, then reactive bus powers, voltage magnitudes for PQ buses, reactive power limits for PV buses. However, this is not useful in our Newton-Raphson. You can eliminate this one, reactive power limits and voltage magnitude limits. 7 and 8, you can remove it in this block. Okay. Even if you mention, there is no problem here because for some other studies we need these limits. So this is the first block. So Gauss-Seidel also we have done the same thing, and then we have formed Y bus. Y bus is required whether it is Gauss-Seidel or Newton-Raphson, which is required either using by inspection or use singular transformation. So using this one you can form the Y bus, Newton-Raphson. Then what you have to do? You have to assume the initial solution, that is initial vector you have to assume it. That means voltages and the voltage angle at all other buses 2, 3, etc. n. Here I am assuming only PQ buses if you assume it 2, 3, n. Otherwise, what you have to do? If there are m number of PV buses, then 2, 3, etc. m plus 1. So sorry, m you have to take it. Then from m plus 1 onwards, you have to consider PV buses. So PV buses, voltages are given. No need to assume it. So delta you can assume it as a 0. For PQ buses, you can assume a flat start as Vi 0 and delta I 0 for all PQ buses. Don't assume it for slack bus. Slack bus voltage magnitude will be given, specified. So don't assume it. So this is also similar to your Gauss-Seidel only, this step. Here also same. Now set the iteration count. In Gauss-Seidel, we have taken R is equal to 0. Here we are equating that one to K. That is only the difference. Till these 4 blocks, it is same. Gauss-Seidel and Newton-Raphson. Now here, it is going to change. So this is going to A. Because I don't have a space, I represented A. That means it is a continuation here, A. Otherwise, you can write it continuously one below the other in your test or examination. So it will continue. Now what you have to do, set iteration count k is equal to 0. Now compute all real power using equation 4. I have written it here for all buses except slack bus. Understood? Can we calculate PIK for all buses irrespective of whether it is a PQ or PV bus? Yes. Because for PQ buses, P and Q you have to evaluate. For PV bus, you have to evaluate P only, not Q. Understood? So therefore, P value to be evaluated for both PQ buses as well as PV buses. That means what? You have to evaluate the real power equation for all the buses except slack bus. That is the meaning I have given it. So therefore, I is varied from 2, 3, etc. n, because 1 is your slack bus. Using how you are going to compute PIK? Using equation 4. Next, after computing the real power, you find out reactive power. So you have to find out reactive power for which buses? That is QIK, equation 5. Equation 5. Using only for PQ buses. You see here, that is the difference. Real power for all buses, whether it is PQ or PV bus. But QIK, reactive power, you have to compute only for PQ buses using equation 5. Understood? So please remember this one. I already have explained several times this concept. Again, I am explaining it with the flow chart. Now we have done with PI and QIK. What is K? Is 0. That means PI 0, QI 0. That means 0th iteration. What are the real powers at various buses and what are the reactive power at various buses? You have done it. So next what you have to do, already we have done it, isn't it? Determine the residuals. That means what? Delta PIK and maximum delta Q. What is this delta PIK, delta QIK? Are the power residuals. How to calculate these power residuals? You know that one. I given the equation, isn't it? That is 1718. Is it just now I explained delta PIK. So here you can see. I will go back and show it. This is the equation. Delta PIK and delta QIK, 16 and 17 number. So using this one, you can compute. Okay, now you see. Now how to calculate this one? Because PI calculated, you know, QI calculated, you know, PI scheduled is given, QI scheduled is given. So you find out delta PIK, delta QIK. Understood? You find out delta PIK, delta QIK using 16 and 17 equations. In this one, you have to check which is the maximum value. Suppose you have 3 buses. At which bus the maximum power residual? That means at which bus the change in maximum power has occurred, that you take it. Understood? Because here I means I varies from 2, 3, etc. Isn't it? So therefore, among these various buses, at which bus the change in real power is maximum, that is maximum of delta PIK. And at which bus the change in reactive power is maximum, that value you take it, because you will be having multiple buses. Understood? So taking this one, so the maximum change in real power and maximum change in reactive power you determine among this one. Now before determining this one, you can put one more block here and you can say determine the power residuals delta PIK, delta QIK. Simple. One more block here. You can say determine the delta PIK and delta QIK. What is delta PIK, delta QIK? Power residuals. 16 and 17 equation. Use it. Then after calculating delta PIK, QIK, delta QIK, which bus has got maximum change in real power and maximum change in reactive power? That is this step. Understood? So you can find out. Now you test the convergence. What is the convergence? I explained, isn't it? Now put a rhombus. Is this maximum delta PIK is less than or equal to epsilon? Epsilon is the accuracy. How accurately you want the solution. What is the accuracy you need as a power system engineer? So planning, if you are want planning purpose, real-time monitoring, online control, or normal load flow, depending on that one, it may be 10 power minus 4, 10 power minus 6, or 10 power minus 8. Okay, so this is the thing you should remember. So check whether this maximum value is less than or equal to epsilon and reactive power is also less than or equal to the given value. If it is so, if it is so, yes. If it is yes, so then what you have to do? Compute the slack bus power. If it converges, after convergence, it is similar to your Gauss Seidel. Find out the slack bus power P1 plus JQ1 and all line flows. 16, equation 16 under Gauss Seidel, not here. Please remember, I have represented 16 here because I have taken copy paste that block here. So that 16 is from Gauss Seidel. Maximum, see, yeah, maximum value or maximum change. So that's what, see, you are determining the change in voltages, change in real voltage. Among these values, maximum. See here, you are calculating first, before this one, you put one block. I'm telling you add one more block here. You say that determine delta PIK and delta QIK. What is this delta PIK, delta QIK? Power residuals. This delta PIK is known as change in real power, change in real power at ith bus at kth iteration. This is how you should read. What is delta QIK? Is the change in reactive power at ith bus at kth iteration. This you are finding out before this one block, one extra block I said, you add it here. Fine. So you may be having 3 buses. At 3 buses, you have the value of delta Pi. Among these 3 buses, which bus has got maximum change in real power? That value you have to consider here. Determine among these 3 values. Among 3 or 4 values, whatever it is, which bus has got maximum change in real power? That value you find out. Similarly for reactive power. Hope you understood this one, Saksha. This is the question Saksham Sharma has asked. So if it says calculate slack bus power and all line flows. This 16 what I have represented is not the 16 number which I have represented under Newton-Raphson. This is a 16 number which I have represented under Gauss-Seidel method. There I have explained the line flows, how to calculate the line flows. Isn't it? Okay, fine. If it is no, if it is no, then what happens? Let us check. Then stop. Compute all slack bus power, all line flows, stop. Then if it is no, go to B. Actually, it is a continuation. Because of space constraint, I am moving on to the next slide. That's why I am showing it. Go to B. So when you go to B there, okay, I think some animation mismatch is happening there. So, okay, sorry. Okay, I will share. Go to B, no? So then I will click it here. It's not going. So I have to remove this pointer and I will show it to you. Okay, fine. Go to B. So if you go to B, so here continuation I am showing it. So here, now you evaluate Jacobian. That means if it does not converge, if it converges, fine, you have reached the solution, find out the slack bus power and line flows. If it is not converged, that means if it is less than the residual powers what you have taken, the maximum value, if it is not less than or equal to the specified accuracy epsilon, then you have to compute the Jacobian elements. Clear? You see where exactly the Jacobian elements you have to evaluate. In the 0th iteration, if it converges, no need to evaluate Jacobian elements. Please remember, at the 0th iteration itself, it converges, then no need to evaluate Jacobian. If it does not converges, then you have to move on to calculate the Jacobian elements J1, J2, J3, J4. And I have explained it, isn't it? J1, J2 from equation 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. From 8 to 15. These equations you can use to evaluate the Jacobian elements J1, J2, J3 and J4. Then after evaluating this one, so find delta Vk, delta delta K using equation 7. Isn't it? What is equation 7? I have already given it. What is how to find out? Is delta Vk, delta delta K. You know the Jacobian elements, you know the power residuals. Today also I have explained. So only the unknown is your delta V and delta delta. So how to calculate? You take the Jacobian on the other side, Jacobian matrix. So it will become Jacobian inverse. Jacobian inverse into the power residual vector, So solve this one using a triangular factorization. So you will get change in voltage magnitude and change in voltage phase angle. Using equation 7 already I represented. Using that one, you find out the change in voltage and this one. What is this delta V, delta are the corrections, So these are the corrections. What you have to do, again find what is Vi of k plus 1. Today I have explained equation 18, 19. What is Vi of k plus 1 is equal to Vi of k plus delta Vk, whatever you are computing here. What is delta I of k plus 1 is nothing but delta I of k plus delta k, whatever you are computing here. So therefore, using equation 18 and 19, compute the latest value, updated value of Vi and delta I. These are the corrections. Delta Vk, delta k are the corrections which are going to be added to the initial values. So this updated value of V and delta, we have to calculate it here. Okay. So after calculating this one, now what you have to do? Now with the new value of voltage and delta, because initially you assumed voltage and delta values, except at slack bus and PV bus, you are not assumed V. But delta, you have to assume it 0 degrees. So you have started the iteration, 0th iteration. Now we have done it. Now we got new value of voltage magnitude and voltage phase angle here, isn't it? Now what you have to do? Increment the iteration count. K is equal to K plus 1. That is, K was 0 earlier, so it is first iteration. Clear? So increment it and go to C. What you have to do? Where is C here? So now come back to the original one here. What we have done. So here it will come, it will continue, and what here it will continue. So again, what you have to do? Compute PIK, QIK. Compute PIK for all buses, compute QIK for all PQ buses, and here one more block I said, determine delta PIK, delta QIK. Among these values, determine maximum delta Pi and maximum delta Q. Check for convergence. If it is yes, stop it at the first iteration and find out this one. If it is no, again come back here, find out the Jacobian elements in the first iteration and find out delta Vk. That means what here it becomes delta V1 and delta 1. And find out, update the values of Vi delta, increment the count, iteration count, come here, compute, again come here, go there, come here, again come here, compute. So this process you have to repeat till it converges. When it converges, then find out slack bus power and all line flows. This is your Newton-Raphson method flow chart. So please, one more block for your better understanding, you can put one more block here. Otherwise, not required. For clear clarification, understood, you can find out. So this is flow chart. Sometimes they may ask algorithm. What is the difference between algorithm and flow chart? It is one and the same. Particularly, they will ask flow chart means this is the how you have to draw. Algorithm means whatever these things are there, you write it. Step 1, this is the thing you write. Step 2, this is the thing. Step 3, this. Step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7, step 8. Here looping you have to write. If it is so, step 5, if it is less than or equal to say, then continue, find out this one. If it does not converges, then you can say go to step 9 or 10. So where is 10th step? Here, evaluate, continue, next go, next step, then increment. And here you can say after this one, go to, instead of C, what you can write? Go to here, this step. What is the number you are given for this step? That step number you write it. That is your algorithm. Understand? That is only the difference between flowchart and algorithm. Step 1, whatever text matter you have written, write it. Step 2, form Y bus using this one. Step 3, assume Vi as delta is like that. You have to write it. This is the flowchart. Any doubts till this point? Any doubts in this flowchart? Oh. If it is maximum change, the delta P will be least among all values of delta P. If it is maximum value, then it will be maximum value among all values. Saksham Sharma has posted message, if it is maximum change, the delta P will be least among all values of delta P. No, it is a maximum change. Maximum value. Suppose if you assume it, Saksham, if you assume it, delta Pik, you are having 2, 3, 4. The values you got delta Pa. There are 3 buses, you assume it. I is 3. So I will write delta P1, delta P2, delta P3. So delta P1 is 2, delta P3 is 4, okay, delta P3 is 1. So which one has got maximum change in voltage, reactive power? So bus 2, 4 I represented. So that value we have to consider here. Because if you check the maximum value with this convergence, obviously the other values at other buses are less than this maximum value, isn't it? Quite obvious. Don't need to check all the buses. So whatever the maximum value is there, that you can check it out. Hope you understood this one. Similarly, delta Qi, suppose if you have delta Q1 is equal to 3, delta Q2 is equal to 1, then among these two delta Q values, which one is maximum? 1, isn't it? So that is considered. And if you check the convergence with a maximum value, then obviously the other values will be within the limits, isn't it? That's why we are taking maximum change in real power, maximum change in reactive power. Okay, I think he has got my point. So if you don't have any doubts, so I'll be moving on to the next one. Okay, this is what I've explained it. So all these things I've explained it. Okay, next. Now, as I said earlier in the morning class, answer it. I want answer for this question. Read the question and answer it. Let me see who will answer first. There are 183 buses are there in a power system, and out of 183, 150 are PQ buses and 32 are PV buses. In general case, to obtain the load flow solution using NR method in polar coordinates, what I have explained is in polar coordinates, the minimum number of simultaneous equations to be solved. Understood? He has given total number of buses 183, out of which 150 are PQ buses and 32 are PV buses. So with this data, NR method in polar coordinates, so how many minimum number of simultaneous equations to be solved? How many equations, simultaneous equations to be solved? Yes, I am expecting the answer. Hope you people are listening. So already I am getting some answer. Let me see, Abhishek has given some answer. I will tell the answer later. Very simple. Just looking into that one, you can say. Others, please respond. Because I want to know how far you understood this one. Respond quickly. Others. Playing 11. I can say playing 11. Playing 11, you know? No, IPL has started. Playing 11. So here in PSA 2 also, playing 11 are there. Like Sushumna, Abhishek, Saksham, Shanti Prasad, Joshita, so Brihadeshwaran. So sorry if I am not taking other names, those who are answering it. So like that playing 11, first I am expecting answer from this playing 11. Later I will be expecting, I am happy if I get an answer from others, extra players also, out of 63. 63 minus 11, 51. Saksham 150 has given. How many equations we have to solve? Bharat, are you there? Bharat, are you there? Yes, answer me. Saksham 150 or 32? Answers I'm getting it. Till now only one person has given the right answer. Anyway, I'll be displaying the answer. But you have to try it. Oh, let me ask who are there. Saurav Kumar, are you there? Saurav Kumar. Saurav? No, he is not there. Shiv Kumar? Shiv Kumar, are you there? Shiv Kumar? No. See, all these people are passive. Yashaswini, are you there? Yashaswini, are you there? Yashaswini? No. Okay, Shashank has given. Shashank has given the answer. Uday Bhaskar. Uday Bhaskar, are you there? No, he is also not there. Uday Bhaskar. Saksham, your answers are all are wrong. So many people are there, just they are logged in. And they may be doing their Sandhya. Sandhya, are you there? Rohan Rachan, are you there? I will mark absent for all these people who are not responding. Rohan. Okay, I am noting it down. Praveen Kumar. Praveen Kumar. Yogeshwari. Yogeshwari. Purvik. Purvik. Okay, Yogeshwari is there. Purvik. No. Vishnu. Vishnu, are you there? No. Absent. Vishnu, yes. Okay, fine. Tushar. Tushar. I used to get answers from Tushar. Okay, fine, good. So immediately I got. So I should take names right. Network issues. Vandana. That is a common reason. Tejaswini. 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 Saurav Kumar has given answer, but let me check. Tejaswini, okay. Network is poor, very good. This is a common answer. Mahanta Swami. Prasad. Okay, good. Mahantha Swami is there. Prasad.
Yes,
Yeah,
Mahantha
good, good.
Swami.
Please answer it. Okay, anyway, please, this is the thing, one thing I want.
Hello,
See,
sir.
we are explaining it. Please listen to us. Okay, fine. Okay, now let me put the answer. So few of them have given right answer. So this is the answer. You will be getting it for this one. This is the answer. I think a few people have given. First, Abhishek has given right answer. So let me check. Abhishek has given the right answer. 332. Tushar has given. Tushar has given the right answer. Shashank has given the right answer. Okay, these three people have given the right answer. These people, only these three have given the right answer. Now answer I have given. Now you don't type the answer. Okay. Okay, now you see 150 PQ.
ಸರ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ವಾ?
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. 150 PQ buses. Okay, so 150 PQ buses means you have to evaluate both equation 4 and 5 for all PQ buses. That means two equations you are going to get two equations you are going to get for each PQ bus. Okay, so therefore 150 PQ buses means how many equations you are going to get? 300, isn't it? 300 you are going to get. Then how many PV buses are there? 32 PV buses. So each PV bus, how many equations you have to solve? Only one equation, that is equation 4 you have to solve for each PV bus. So how many equations we are going to get for PV buses? 32. So 150 plus 32, sorry, 150 into 2, that is 300 plus 32 is 332. Number one. Lokesh has asked, what about slack bus here? Now you see there are 183 buses, out of which 150 is PQ, 32 is PV. So what is the total here? 182. 182. Here 183 means slack bus is not included. Hope you understood. Lokesh? You got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is what you should see the number. So this is a tricky, this is a gate question. This is gate question. So they have given 4 object choices and they have asked which one is right answer. See here 150, 32 PV buses they are given, but already if you take total it is 182, but total number of buses 183 because one slack bus already is considered. So total is 332. I think you have followed it. Now next question. Next question. This is the question. You read it. Oh, sorry. No, I have got 4 choices there. So out of 4 choices, which answer you have to give? I will display the 4 choices. I'm having it. So those 4 choices. This is also gate question. Saksham, you are asking, but sir, how it is minimum? What is this question belongs to what? But sir, how it is minimum? Which minimum? Oh, the question says minimum number of simultaneous equations to be solved. So that is the number of equations. That means this is the minimum number of equations you have to solve. That is the meaning of minimum number. Understood? Minimum number means how many equations. So minimum number. This is the 332 is the minimum number you have to solve it. That is the minimum value. Now this is the question. I will display the 4 answers and you have to find out the right answers. Now I will give the 4 answers. Let me check. Shanti Prasad has given some answer. So think of it. This is also gate question. Somebody who are interested in writing gate or competitive exams, KPTCL, NPTC, these are the questions They will ask simple. They will not ask all your expressions. Objective type. 4 answers. Shashank, I got the answer. Please put right answer. Asking, it is proposed to perform load flow analysis for the system using NR method. What is the size of Jacobian matrix? What is the size of Jacobian matrix? Shashank has given the answer. Let us see. Shanti Prasad Shashank has given the answer. But which is right answer? I'll give 4 choices, then I will tick whichever the right answer. So others, please think of it. Answer. You read that one. A power system consisting of total number of buses 300, out of which 20 buses are generator buses, 25 buses are the ones with reactive power support. Okay. And 15 buses are the ones with fixed shunt capacitors. So with this data, what is the size of the Jacobian in Newton-Raphson method? I'll give the hint here. Okay, generator buses means you know that one. What are these things? It's clear. It is nothing but all generator buses are PV buses. Fine. 25 buses are the ones with reactive power support. Reactive power support, with reactive power support, whichever bus is, that's what I said, no? So is known as your PV buses. It is nothing but PV buses. That means PV bus means what? It will have a capacitor bank also, I said, isn't it? That means reactive power support it can have. So therefore 25 buses are the reactive power support, means these are PV buses. Then 15 buses are the ones with fixed shunt capacitor. You see the difference. Here reactive power support, here it is fixed shunt capacitor. Whenever fixed shunt capacitor is there, it will inject the reactive power. So this is your PQ buses. These 15 buses are with PQ buses. That means whenever fixed shunt capacitors are there at any bus, even if it is not specified, such buses are considered as PQ buses. With fixed capacitor at a bus is treated as PQ bus. If a bus has got a reactive power support, then it is PV bus. Then there are 20 generator buses are there. This is the hint I am given. So just with this hint, you do it. So Lokesh has given order. Shanti Prasad already you have given, no? Okay, you have given answer. Okay, you have changed the answer. Now with this hint, I will wait for some more time. Let us check. Order. Whenever I say order, it is 2-dimensional. Shashank. Order means number of rows into number of columns. You have to represent it. Why, Shashank, you are flocking? You are flocking from this answer to that answer. You are changing it. Let me, you type your last answer, Shashank. What is your final answer? Because you have given different answers. Okay, fine. Anyone? Jacobian matrix. Order of the Jacobian matrix. Sushumna, are you there? Joshita? Joshita? Saurav Kumar, just now I said the order of any matrix should have number of rows and number of columns. It's not a single number. Joshita has given the answer. Sushumna, are you there today's class? Lokesh, again you have changed the answer. Think of it. I have given this one. So 15 buses are the fixed shunt capacitor, means PQ buses. 20 buses are generator buses. 25 buses with reactive power support, means this 25 buses are your PV buses. Mahanta Swami has given the order. Morning class also, I have shown at the end those things, the order of Jacobian, order of J1, J2, J3, J4, I have given it, isn't it? I have displayed it at the end of the class. Please note down, I will be asking question on this one I said. Saurav Kumar, again answer you have given. Anyways, I will show you the answer. Abhishek Sharma has given, Tushar has given. Okay, this is the answer. This is the answer. And clap yourself, those who have given right answer. So right answers given by, where is it? Let me check. 554, no. Shashank has given right answer. I think one more person has given first. Same, Shashank only. Shanti Prasad has given right answer. Shashank and Shanti Prasad. The others also responded, but it's not right answer. Shanti Prasad and Shashank, you have given the right answer. Okay, now you see out of 300 buses, 20 buses are generator buses, right? You calculate it. Out of 20 generator buses, one bus is taken as slack bus. Out of, because as I said, generator slack bus means generator bus only. So out of 20 generator buses, 20 minus 1, because 1 is slack bus. So remaining generator buses are 19 generator buses. Now 25 buses are the reactive power support. That means directly PV buses are 25. Generator buses are 19. So how many total number of PV buses? Because all generator buses are also PV buses. So therefore 19 generator buses are there, because we have removed one slack bus. 25 plus 19 is 44. Isn't it? So 44 is your PV buses. Number of PV buses is equal to 44. How many PQ buses are there here? They said 15 buses are with fixed shunt capacitors, are nothing but PQ buses. Okay, PQ buses are 15. Okay, so now you see 2 of n minus 1 minus m is the order of Jacobian, isn't it? Order of Jacobian, which I have given it. You see, check that one. Now I am getting it. Shunt capacitor. No, I said it. No, I said it. You cannot use it like that. Shunt capacitor means it is PQ bus only. I said it. You cannot take as per your wish. So shunt capacitor means it is that one only. So substitute that one in that formula what I given it. That is 2n minus 2 minus m. You know what is m? Is PV buses, isn't it? N you know it. So then you will get the order of Jacobian as 554 into 554. Hope you understood this one. So only the trick is the generator bus reactive power support is nothing but PV buses. So in this one, You see this one, 20 buses are generator buses and 15 buses are capacitor. So how many PQ buses are there? Can anyone tell here? How many PQ buses are there in this problem? How many PQ buses? $15. No, Vishnu. How many PQ buses are there? See, totally there are 300 buses, out of which there are one is a slack bus and remaining 44 are PV buses. Understood? So how many PQ buses are there? And in that one, 15 buses are with fixed shunt-type capacitor, also called as PQ bus. So totally, how many PQ buses are there? That is my question. Why Saurav Kumar question mark? You have doubt? Already first you have written, again you have put question mark. Yes, it is right answer. Abhishek Saurav has given the right answer, 255. 255. Why? Because totally there are 300 buses. Out of 300 buses, minus 1 you do it, slack bus, because that is not a PQ bus. So left out will be 299. 299. I was waiting for your reply, sir. I thought you were not getting my. No, I am getting it. Don't worry. I am able to see. No problem. So 300 minus 1 is 299. Out of which how many PV buses are there? How many PV buses? 44. Just now I said 44 PV buses are, because 20 buses are generator bus. Out of 20 you remove 1. So 19 plus 25, 44 are PV buses. So 299 minus 44 PV buses. The remaining buses will be your PQ buses. That is 255. Hope you understood this one. See the tricky questions. This is how they will ask the questions in GATE exams. Because nowadays all public sector units, PSUs and other things are also, they are asking GATE score, isn't it? So if you are taking GATE score, then this is the type of simple questions. Only thing is you should understand the basic concepts. Hope you people have enjoyed. Few people have enjoyed with this question and answer session. So I am going to end this class for today's class. Can I end? Shall I end this meeting for today's class? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good day.